So up to this point, we learned that we have three different type of index, right? The first type is index by position, right? And the second type is index by name, okay? And the third type, is the most important type of indexing, is index by condition, right? We use the angle basket for index. And you can actually have a condition and use that condition to select, to extract information out of data structure. And this is a very, very basic, a very, very important type of technique in doing programming, okay? So now, here we have some quiz. It's actually your homework assignment this week, okay? So I already defined a few vector here, right? And use this vector. I would like you to like kind of write the program to for example, I already give you some every time you see this symbol, it means that it's quiz, okay? The first quiz, I already give you the answer, right? I want you to list the names of males, okay? Here we already have a logical vector called Ismail, right? So we can use this Ismail as the index to select the names, right? I want to use the name of males, right? So here I put name here, right? See? And I want to select the, but the name has female name and also have male names, right? I only want to select the male name, so I kind of use this Ismail, right, as the index. This is called logical index, right? So I can use it to select, right? And then I want you to list the names of those schools higher than 180, okay? And you can like type the do the code here, right? Okay, and this is for your exercise. Do you have a problem with that? In this case, you will need to use the conditional index like this, right? First of all, you need to know what is the thing that you want to list. You want to list the name, right? So you want to index name by an index. But this is a conditional index, right? We want to list the name of those who is higher than 180. You have a high here, right? Right? Okay? So this is a typical conditional index. Okay? Can you do that? Do you know how to do that? Get an idea? So first thing, now, don't try to, when you do programming, don't try to think before write. Okay? Don't try to think it over before you write a program. You know that you want to list the name, right? So when you are writing program, I would strongly recommend you that you do this, right? So we are here already, right? So I run here. Sorry, it's do the wrong thing. It's in the wrong place actually. It's here, right? Oh, okay. So this is the thing that we already defined, the vector we are defining. Now I want to list the names of those who higher than list the name, right? So you know you want to list the name, then you type name first, right? I mean, you write, and along the way you write, you think, right? You don't try to think it over before you write. It's very bad practice, right? For beginner, okay? You know you want to list, you want to index from names, right? Okay? And with what condition? The condition is like higher than 180, isn't it? Right? So what should I put in here? Anyone know the answer? Raise your hand. Okay. Yeah. High? Yeah. Right? Greater than 180. Isn't it? See? This is a conditional index. Right? Because if you are doing high greater than 180, you will see true and false. Right? So actually only one people is higher than 180, which is this one, isn't it? Right? Okay? So only the fourth name will be selected out of this name vector, which is who? Danny. Right? Okay? And here I give you a lot of within the notebook that I give you, I have a lot of exercise that I want you to do. This is one of your homework assignment for this week. Okay? See, as I told you that don't like try to think over everything, and this thing is actually a little bit difficult, right? Calculate the average height of male. So I kind of like give you the answer already. Okay, I should not give you the answer actually, but I already give you the answer, right? So why I can do that? Because I select the gender equal to male, right? And I select, I extract their height, and I do average, right? So I can calculate the average height of males, isn't it? Right? So right now we are start to use data and our language to like answer the question, right? For example, I want to know the average height of male. The first thing I need to do is I need to extract the height of males, and then I call this mean function to like do the average, right? Okay, so that's the way that we do programming. Okay, so like again, I would suggest you because right now you have team, right? You can actually arrange a time that you can write this homework together, and maybe you can actually, if you need help, you can write to our TA for help. Okay. Now this is an index from vector. it's a thing, right? But sometimes, and usually we will actually organize these vectors into a data frame, right? In in the business analytics, the most use the data structure that I would usually encounter is actually data frame, right? So now this is actually the same data as the vector, but actually we organize all of the vector into a table, right? Okay. See, previously what we do is like we in here what we do is like we define a lot of vectors, right? Separate vectors. We have a lot of different data objects, right? But if it is desirable, usually it is desirable to organize because they are customer data, right? See, we have 5 customers. So if we can arrange arrange everything into a data frame, it usually is easier to manipulate and easier to understand, right? Isn't it? Right? So within the data frame, each row is a customer, and each column is an attribute of our interest, right? So the first customer, they buy 3 times. The first customer is Amy, and she buys 3 times. His height is 175. He's not male. Gender is female. Skin color is black. Okay. So instead of defining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vector, we actually can organize all of this data into a data frame. Okay, so make it easier to understand, right? Okay, so we know that it's better than defining a lot of different vectors, right? Okay, so data frame is the most useful and most used data structure in our course. Okay, I should say so. Okay, so but data frame is a 2-dimensional data structure, right? Unlike vector, if I want to see a vector, these are vectors, right? So they are actually 1-dimensional, right? They are 1-dimensional data object. So when we want to do the index, we only within the square basket, we only have 1 index, right? Positional or conditional index is only 1 index. But if you have a 2-dimensional data structure, okay, within the angle basket, within the square basket, you will need 2 index to extract the data, isn't it? Right? You need to specify which column, and you also need to specify which row you want to select the data, isn't it? Right? So if you want to do an indexing from a data frame, you will have to do something like this, right? And there are two ways to do indexing. The first thing is like you can like subset a data frame with a condition, right? This is a way to do selecting, right? If you want to select the from this data frame, you want to select the row that satisfy this condition, which means it's male, and also the color is black, okay? Which means I want to select black male out of this data frame, right? Skin color is black and it's male, right? So I would like to, if I would like to select black male out of the data frame, then actually you would like, so only one person satisfy this condition, right? So you can actually use subset to extract something out of a data frame. You got the point? Subset is kind of like you want to select some rule by specifying a condition. And in this case, we are specifying black male, right? So skin color equal to black, and its male is true, right? Okay. And with that, you only select only this one satisfy the only Bob, because he's male and he's black, right? Okay. So this is one way to do the data frame, and also in data frame we can also do the count, right? And if we want to count the number of female and number of male, there's a very handy function called table. Now this table, when you use table, it actually would count each different value of the of this gender column. Okay. By the way, this dollar sign, you should already learn that in your data camp, right? See, if you want to specify a column, you use the data frame name, followed by a dollar sign, and then followed by the column name, right? Then it means we are doing with this column, and then if you call table function, it actually would count each of the number of every different value. But there are only two values, right? F and M, and F they appear 2 times, and M appear 3 times, right? So table is the thing that you can count, right? And you can actually like do a summary, because if you want to know your customer's average height, you call this mean function, right? Okay. And there is also a very useful function called t-apply, right? I'll explain that later, right? Okay, let's skip it for now. We are a little short time today, okay? So index by data frame, there are a few things that we need to know. Because data frame is a 2-dimensional object, so you would take 2 index. Basically, the format is like this, right? You have the data frame, the name of the data frame, and you have the row index, and you have the column index, right? So that you can extract part of the, when you extract part of the information out of the data frame, you need to specify what is the row condition and which column you want to select. Okay? Usually the column index, they are selected by name, right? Because you know the column name, right? And usually this row index, you are selecting by condition, right? Because you want to select the customer who satisfy some condition. For example, their buying amount are larger than $10,000. For example, their buying frequency is less than 3 times, things like that, right? And you actually have a lot of this type of operation in last week's exercise already. I just want to like kind of emphasize this as kind of like re-elaborate this important concept to you, because data frame is a 2-dimensional object. So in order to select or extract information out of a data frame, within this square basket, you will need row index and column index, okay? And the row index usually is the condition, right? Specify which people you want to, which type of people you want to select. And the column index is actually, you will specify the column of your interest, right? And after the selection, it's actually usually also a data frame, right? If you select multiple column and multiple row, then it will produce a data frame, right? Okay. So again, we can index the data frame by position, right? Just by position, by name, right? And actually by condition. Okay? So same thing, but you actually need 2 index separate by comma, right? Before the comma is the row index, and after the comma is the column index, right? You should already have some practice in the data camp. I just want to re-emphasize it, okay? So with that, we can do some, these are some example, right? Okay. Sometimes you will left the column index empty, and in that case, it means that you want to select all of the columns, right? In the data camp, you should already done that, okay? For example, like this, when you left the column index empty, then it's only select by, here it's select by, right? Select by condition, isn't it, right? Here it's actually combining 2 conditions by n, right? Okay? You can and or separate condition together to do the selection. You get the point? Okay? And then see, when you do a data frame and you use data frame and use a $sign and then a column, now this expression is not a data frame, right? This expression is actually a column, right? So because it's a column, you no longer need 2 index, right? It's column, so it's 1-dimensional, right? Okay, so as long as it's 1-dimensional, you no longer need 2 index, you only need 1 index, okay? Okay? So that's basically how we extract information out of the data frame, a two-dimensional type of data structure. Okay. And now here again, there are some homework that I would like you to do. Again, this is a personal assignment, right? After you write now, but this time is different. In this assignment, I specify the objective, right? I want you to write the program to list the name of those who are higher than. So you need to write program, okay? I want you to write program, but the data frame exercise is different, right? I write the program already, right? And I want you to write the comments, right? For example, I already write a program already, and you can see that the program output is like this. So what is this? I'm using a column here, right? It's the name, right? And the index I'm using Ismail, and because Ismail is actually a condition true false already, right? So what is this? What I want you to do is, right, I want to, with this expression, I list the names of all males, right? Isn't it? So, but what is this expression mean? I want you to type the meaning here, okay? So this is the second exercise. I write the program already, and I want you to write down what does it mean, right? So it's the opposite, right? It's important to understand what a program means, right? And it's as important as you can write a program, right? Okay. So the exercise for data frame, I want you to do the kind of like the what does it mean, right? Okay. So what does this mean? Anyone want to give it a try? Okay.
List the names of males of people of the objects whose height is more than 180.
Yeah, you say it right, but can you say it again louder so everyone can hear you?
I gotta go for it. List the names of objects whose height is more than 180.
Right. Because here the column index is name, right? So I want to list the name of those who higher than 180, right? Isn't it? That's what I want you to write down here. Okay? So this is the second exercise homework exercise that I'm giving to you. Okay? Now, this week is already, week 2 is already like this. Because in week 2 first of all, we need to do some team up, spend time in doing team up. And we want to spend time in resolving some of your installation problem type of things. So usually we cannot finish what we plan to do in the week 2. That's normal, so don't worry too much. Okay. But up to here, up to here, there are a few important concepts that I want you to know, right? After your exercise in the data camp, there are a few things that I would like to re-emphasize, right? Okay, basically they are three things that I would like to emphasize, right? The first thing is you need to know that this vector arithmetics, okay? Sometimes you will have the vector in different lengths, right? You need to know in R, right? You would actually try to evaluate the things like that, and you need to be careful, okay? That is the first concept that I would like to deliver. And the second thing is the function, right? I told you that for flexibility, most of the function, it actually takes a vector as the input, and you will output something, right? But besides the major input, usually you will have some optional arguments, right? And that optional things, usually you will have a default value, right? If you are satisfied with that default, then you just call the function with the input. That's it, right? But if that default does not satisfy your need, you will need to modify the optional to satisfy your own need, right? And the third thing is actually indexing, right? I told you that in R you can index by position, by name, as well as by condition. And the conditional indexing is very important, right? Okay? When you are indexing a data frame, usually you will need to provide row index as well as column index, okay? And basically that is all you need, right? To write our program, right? By combining function call and indexing, and you can do a lot of things already. I would say that by combining function call and indexing, you can do about 70% of the programming you are doing by function call and indexing, and combine them, right? Together you can solve a lot of things. For example, you want to list the name of your customer who is higher than 180, right? You can answer you can see the average height of all of your male customers, right? Is that and all of this is simply by combining indexing and function call. Okay? Most of the expression is just the combining of indexing and function call. Okay? And we will do more exercise in our next notebook, which is the comic books notebooks. Up to this point, it's kind of like a basic things that we would like you to know about R, right? Now again, you don't really need to worry about that you do not remember everything, right? Don't worry about that. Up to this point, I just want you to go through a process that gives you a basic feeling in how to do programming in this R environment, okay? And also an important concept, right? the important concept is writing R is actually just defining or updating here. This is the most important slide up to this point of time, right? So doing R programming is actually just like you are defining or updating data objects with expressions, right? Okay? And in expression, you can have data object, you can have operator, you can have function code, right? And when you're doing expression, mostly the function code and the data object, within the data object, you will very often you will need to do indexing, right? Okay, so indexing, indexed data object plus function code plus operator make up this expression. Let me say it again. An indexed data object, right? With function code, with operator, make up the expression. And that is what that's all you need to do in R programming. Okay? Pretty simple, that's probably all we need to know, right? Okay. Now let's if you don't remember the operator, the function code or something, I strongly suggest that you go to this quick R and take a look at them, right? And right now it's already 11:49. Which left us not much time, so let me. First of all, I would like you to take a look at the. I would like you to take a look at the third notebook, which is the comic notebook. Okay, you click here, click the HTML and view it in browser. Now, so next week, what we want to do is like, we will have a comic data set, okay? And within this comic data set, we have we have 7,200 comic characters. Okay, it's a data frame. Okay, it's a data frame, and a large data frame. Okay, up to this point of time, the data we are doing is only a data frame with a few rows, right? Okay. But right now, I'm giving you a sizable and interesting data frame. Okay. Now every row is a comic book character. For example, the first one is Batman, right? And he's a good guy, and his eye color, his hair color, sex, and is he alive up to this point of time at the end of the story? The number of appearance, it appears in comic books, right? Superman is like Batman is actually have 3,000 appearance, right? And this is the year that they appear, okay? So Batman is a very, very old superhero, okay? It traces back to World War II, right? This is like before World War II, okay? And now, surprisingly, Superman it appeared like in 1960, 86, right? 1986. Okay. So Superman is actually a very young superhero, but it actually has a lot of appearance. You see that? Okay. So this is the a very big, a very sizable data set, right? And within this data set, we would like to use what we have learned so far to do a lot of things, right? For example, we want to see, we want to answer the question like, what is the number of good guys? What is the number of bad guys? What is the number of neutral guys, right? You want to do some comparison, right? You can see that the eye color, right? Okay, and you can use the bar plot, right? As you can see that we can use a very easy expression to make a bar plot out of the eye colors to compare the number of eye colors, and we can do some interesting things, right? Okay, and we will also do some Kahoot competition, okay? But that we can only do that next week because we run out of time already. That happens all the time, so don't worry, right? Usually in week 2, that's all we can do right now, right? Just the first week and second week is get you prepared for data analysis. Starting from next week, I will give you a sizable, a meaningful type of data set, and I want you to use what we have learned so far, right? Use data object, use indexing, right? Use function code and operator to make expression and to answer the question that we want to know out of a sizable data set. Okay? That's what we want to do. But this week, I will give you some homework assignment, and this is the week 2 unit page, right? As usual, I would write the assignment here, right? Okay. So you need to here originally I want you to take note and finish the exercise I left in 2B, right? There are some quiz, right? Okay. You can make some of your note on the 2B and also finish the quiz, right? And after you finish the quiz, you can knit the, right? You can knit the IMD file and produce an HTML file, right? Okay? And you can upload the HTML file to this folder. Okay? You click it, and you should be able to upload your HTML file to this folder. Okay? Originally, I tried to finish 2B and 2C, right? But as I say that we do not touch 2C yet. Okay, so I'll make some change here.
So the homework assignment is only gonna be about PB?
Yes, yes. I'm changing it right now. Okay. Okay, so the assignment this week is actually very easy, right? Just write the things of that level in the 2B here. Basically, it's just finish this quiz, right? And after you finish this quiz, you go to RStudio and you press this knit, right? And it will produce an HTML file, right? And you upload the HTML file to this folder with the file name of your student ID underscore and unit2b HTML. You got it? So this week is your homework assignment is very easy one, right? You should not have too much problem. Okay? Any problem? But if you have time, I would encourage you to take a look at the 3C notebook, right? Because next week we will have two Kahoot competition, okay, by team, okay, and I will have prize for for the first, second, and third. So TA, we will need to prepare some gifts, right? Some gifts for some plight for the winner of the Kahoot competition. We have 4 teams, right? Say so take a look at C first, okay? And there are something that we already learned. There are something that we have not learned yet. But try to follow the C notebook so that you have a better chance to win the competition next week. Okay? And because it's a comic book type of thing, so it's there are a lot of fun here, right? Okay. That's for this week. And any problem? Okay. Okay, so before we go, let me make sure again. Now, where's first team number 1? Raise your hand, team number 1. Okay, 4 people in team number 1. Where's team number 2? Again, we have 4 people in team number 2, right? Team number 3 has 5 people. Team number 4 also has 5 people here. Okay? So try to get together when you write the homework. I think it will be helpful for you guys. And if you need help, don't hesitate. Just write me or write to our TA. They will solve your problem. Okay? And don't forget to post your team member assignment to the Facebook. Okay? Okay. Make sure you have you done that yet? I mean, it's the right time to do it. Right after this, okay? Or maybe you can actually, what is that? It's the...
That's the rule you have to make in your codes.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, all right. Okay. We have the sign-up sheet there, right? Okay. So maybe you can actually just write down your team assignment in the sign-up sheet. Yeah, when you go out, okay? Write down your team assignment on the sign-up sheet, so it's easier. Yeah. The sign-up sheet is there, so we're finished. And before you come out, just like write up your team assignment on the sign-up sheet. Write down your team assignment on the sign-up sheet when you go out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Write your team assignment on the... For example, you're team 3, right? So it's to write your, just... Okay, that's for this week. Before you come out, make sure you write down your team assignment on the sign-up sheet, okay?